Hello, English learners. Welcome back to Talk English Now. I'm Sarah, and today we're going to take your English fluency to the next level, step by step, together. Before starting, I just want to let you know that we upload daily English learning videos every single day, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because every lesson you watch helps you move one step closer to real fluency. Now, let's begin. Fluency doesn't just mean speaking fast. It means speaking naturally, with confidence, and without stopping every few seconds to think of what to say. It's not about perfection, it's about flow, and that flow is what we're going to build today. Imagine you're in a conversation with someone, maybe a friend, a coworker, or someone you just met at a cafe. You don't want to sound robotic or too careful. You want to sound relaxed, confident, and easy to understand. You want your words to connect smoothly. That's fluency. The first step is learning to think in English. I know you've heard this before, but let's make it simple. Thinking in English doesn't mean you must stop using your native language completely. It means you practice small moments of English thinking every day. For example, when you see a cup of coffee, don't say the word in your language, say it in English, coffee. When you plan your day, say to yourself, I need to go to work. I'll take the bus. I hope it's not too crowded today. Just like that. Short, simple sentences that keep your brain active in English. Fluency grows when your brain starts connecting ideas directly in English instead of translating them from your language. It's like building a small road between words in your mind, and every time you practice, that road becomes smoother, faster, and easier to travel. Let's do a short exercise together. I'll say a few sentences, and you can repeat after me slowly, like a shadowing practice. Ready? I am getting better at English every day. I can speak more clearly now. I don't have to be perfect to communicate. My English is improving step by step. Good. That's how you train your mouth and your mind at the same time. Another important step to fluency is rhythm. Every language has its own rhythm, and English has a special kind of music in it. Listen carefully to native speakers, and you'll notice how they stress some words and relax others. For example, I need to go now. You can hear how the stress falls on need and now. It gives the sentence energy and flow. Let's try another one. I'd love to see you again soon. Hear it? The stress is on love and soon. When you speak like this, your English sounds natural, not robotic. If you're enjoying this lesson so far, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more daily English practice. It really helps us create more free lessons for learners like you. Now, let's talk about hesitation. That moment when your brain freezes and your tongue doesn't know what to do. It happens to everyone, even to advanced learners. But there's a way to manage it gracefully. Instead of staying silent and panicking, use small fillers or connecting phrases like, well, actually, or let me think for a second. These expressions keep the conversation alive and give your brain time to catch up. For example, if someone asks, what did you do last weekend? And you need a second to think, you can say, well, let me think. Oh, right, I went hiking with my friends. You didn't pause awkwardly, and your sentence still sounds natural. Practice that with me. Say it slowly. Well, let me think. Oh, right, I went hiking with my friends. Feel that smooth transition? That's what fluency feels like in real life. Fluency is not just about words. It's also about confidence. Many learners understand English perfectly but freeze when it's their turn to speak. That's because fluency grows from confidence, not from memorizing grammar. You need to trust yourself enough to speak, even when you make small mistakes. Let's do a little mindset practice together. Repeat after me, clearly and confidently. I am not afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes help me grow. I can speak naturally without worrying too much. My English is improving with every word I say. Good. When you say these sentences aloud, you're training your emotions too, not just your tongue. Now imagine a situation. You're in a coffee shop, and the barista says, "Hey, how's your day going?" You can reply in many natural ways like, "Pretty good, thanks for asking," or "It's been busy, but good," or even "Not bad, just trying to survive Monday." Notice how each answer sounds casual and real. That's the kind of fluency you want, natural, flexible, and human. Try saying this with me, "Pretty good, thanks for asking. It's been busy, but good, not bad, just trying to survive Monday." Excellent. The more you practice real-life lines like these, the more automatic your English becomes. Now, here's something most learners don't realize. Fluency isn't about big vocabulary. It's about using what you already know in more natural ways. You can be fluent with simple words if you use them smoothly. For example, you don't need to say, "I am feeling extremely exhausted." You can just say, "I'm really tired today." Both mean the same, but the second one sounds more natural and fluent in daily life. So, start focusing on small, useful phrases, not fancy words. When you focus on flow instead of perfection, your speech becomes easier to listen to, and people enjoy talking to you more. Let's do another small practice. I'll say a few daily phrases, and you repeat them naturally after me. "How have you been lately? I haven't seen you in a while. Let's catch up soon." "That sounds great. Don't worry about it." Perfect. These are the kinds of lines that make your English sound fluent, natural, and friendly. Now, let's talk about one more secret. Fluency comes from repetition, but smart repetition. Not boring drilling. Instead of repeating single words, repeat full sentences. Repeat them in different tones, speeds, and moods. For example, take the phrase, "I don't know." You can say it casually, "I don't know." You can say it surprised, "I don't know," or uncertain, "I don't know." Each one has a different feeling, but you're using the same words. This kind of emotional practice trains your speaking muscles and gives your English life and personality. You see, English fluency is like music. You don't become fluent by studying notes on paper. You become fluent by playing the instrument again and again until the rhythm feels natural. So from today, I want you to practice small daily conversations in your head. Talk to yourself in English when you cook, clean, walk, or think. Say, "I'm going to make some tea," or "I need to finish this work," or "That's such a beautiful evening." Small lines but powerful training for your brain. Every word you speak builds momentum. Every thought you form in English takes you closer to that smooth, confident version of yourself who speaks without fear or hesitation. All right, you've done amazing so far. And this is just the beginning of your B1, B2 fluency journey. Keep your shoulders relaxed, your breath steady, and your voice natural. Because fluency isn't something that happens one day, it grows little by little with moments like this one. Let's take one deep breath together. Inhale, exhale, and say it again with me. My English is improving every day. Good job. You're doing great. You're doing wonderfully so far. And now, let's keep building your fluency step by step. The next stage of fluency training is learning how to connect your thoughts naturally. You see, many learners speak in short, broken sentences, like "I go to work, every day. It's understandable, but it sounds unnatural because it breaks the rhythm of speech. Instead, native speakers link their thoughts together. They use connectors and small, linking words like and, so, because, but, and then to make their sentences flow. For example, instead of saying, I woke up, I brushed my teeth, I went to work, you can say, I woke up, brushed my teeth, and went to work. It's smoother, faster, and sounds more natural. Let's practice that together. Repeat after me slowly. I woke up, brushed my teeth, and went to work. Excellent. Try another one. I wanted to go for a walk, but it started raining. Good. You're connecting ideas naturally now. Fluency is all about connection. Connection between words, connection between thoughts, and connection between you and the person you're talking to. Sometimes, the reason we sound less fluent is not because we don't know words, but because we stop too often to think about grammar. Grammar is important, yes, but when you're speaking, your focus should be on meaning, not structure. You can always fix grammar later. Right now, focus on communication. Let's say you're talking about your weekend. You don't need to say it perfectly, you just need to say it smoothly. Instead of thinking, is it I go or I went? Try to speak naturally. On Saturday, I went to the park. It was nice. I met my friends and we talked for hours. That's real fluency. Real communication, even with small mistakes. Here's something powerful. People don't remember small grammar errors. They remember your energy, your tone, and how natural you sound. Now let's focus on speaking speed. Some learners think that being fluent means speaking fast, but that's not true. Fluency is not speed, it's flow. You can speak slowly and still sound fluent if your rhythm is natural and your pauses are meaningful. Imagine you're telling a story. You take small pauses where they make sense, not random stops. Try saying this with me. Yesterday, I met an old friend. We had coffee and talked about our childhood. See how that rhythm feels calm, natural, and easy to follow. That's the kind of fluency that listeners love. Here's a small trick. When you don't know what to say next, take a gentle pause and breathe. Don't rush or fill it with nervous words. Pausing shows confidence. It gives your listener time to process and gives you time to think. Let's do a short story together. Repeat slowly after me. Last weekend, I went to the beach. The weather was perfect. The sky was blue and the water was warm. I just sat there listening to the waves and felt completely relaxed. Did you feel that smooth rhythm? That's how natural English should feel. Soft, clear, and steady like a melody. Another big part of fluency is learning to rephrase. When you forget a word, don't stop. Explain it another way. This skill makes you sound confident and flexible. For example, if you forget the word chef, you can say the person who cooks in a restaurant. If you forget schedule, you can say my plan for the day. This shows fluency because you're keeping the conversation alive even without the exact word. Let's practice rephrasing together. I'll give you a few examples and you can repeat after me. I can't remember the word, but it means it's the opposite of, the thing people use to. These small expressions help you stay in control of your speech. Native speakers use them all the time. Now let's focus on pronunciation and clarity. Two powerful tools that make your English easier to understand. Fluency doesn't mean rushing through words. It means being clear, natural, and expressive. Try saying this. Can you pass me the water? Slowly clearly, with a smile in your voice. Can you pass me the water? Now say it a bit faster, but still clearly. Can you pass me the water? Perfect. When you pronounce words clearly but naturally, people feel comfortable listening to you. Here's another trick. Record yourself speaking English for just 1 minute every day. Talk about anything, your day, your plans, your favorite food, and then listen to yourself. You'll start noticing how you sound, where you pause, and what words you use often. This awareness helps you improve faster than reading grammar books ever could. Remember, the goal is not to sound exactly like a native speaker. The goal is to sound like your best English self, clear, confident, and natural. Now, let's practice describing things. A great way to train your fluency. Look around your room right now. Pick one object, maybe your phone, your cup, or your bag, and describe it in English. Say, "This is my phone. It's black and a little heavy. I use it every day to check messages and watch videos." When you describe simple things often, your mind learns to think in English more easily. Fluency grows in everyday moments. When you talk to yourself, when you describe what you see, when you explain what you're doing. Every small moment counts. Here's a quick daily practice I recommend. Every morning, describe what you're doing out loud. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm getting dressed. I am making breakfast. And at night, reflect, today was a good day. I learned something new. I spoke English more confidently. These habits build fluency naturally. Let's practice one more short scene together. Imagine you're meeting a friend at a park. They ask, "How have you been?" And you answer, "I've been good, just busy with work lately. How about you?" They say, "Same here. I really needed this weekend." You reply, "Yeah, me too. It feels so good to be outside." This simple exchange uses natural rhythm, relaxed tone, and clear connection between ideas. That's what real English conversations feel like. Let's repeat it slowly. I've been good, just busy with work lately. How about you? Same here. I really needed this weekend. Yeah, me too. It feels so good to be outside. Beautiful. That's exactly how fluency sounds. Light, relaxed, and connected. One last thought for this part. Remember that fluency doesn't come from studying harder. It comes from speaking more often. Speak even if you're alone. Speak even if you're shy. Speak even if you're unsure. Because silence doesn't make you fluent. Speaking does. You're doing great. Keep breathing, keep smiling, and let your English flow naturally. Let's end this section with a positive affirmation. Ready? Repeat after me. I am becoming more fluent every day. My English sounds more natural now. I speak clearly, confidently, and calmly. I enjoy practicing English every day. Perfect. Keep that feeling with you. Calm, confident, and growing stronger with every word you say. Let's keep going, my friend. You're doing so well, and your focus right now is exactly what helps fluency grow. In this part, we'll work on one of the most important skills in speaking, responding naturally in conversations. You see, being fluent isn't only about saying long sentences, it's also about reacting in the right way, quickly, confidently, and with emotion. Imagine someone says to you, "I finally got the job." What's your natural reaction? You could say, "That's amazing," or "Wow, congratulations," or "I'm so happy for you." All of these are short, real, and natural. That's how fluent speakers respond, with emotion and connection, not perfect grammar. Let's practice a few more natural reactions together. When someone says, "I'm really tired today," you can say, "Yeah, I know what you mean," or "Same here, it's been a long day." If someone says, "I'm going on vacation next week," you could reply, That's awesome! Where are you going? If they say, I had a terrible day, you might say, oh no, what happened? Simple, short, emotional. That's fluency. It's about connection, not complexity. Now, let's talk about something that stops many learners, self-criticism. You might finish a conversation and think, I made so many mistakes or my pronunciation was bad, but here's the truth. Those thoughts slow you down more than any grammar problem ever will. Fluency grows when you accept where you are and enjoy the process. Think about how a baby learns to speak. They make funny sounds, repeat words, get corrected gently, and keep going without fear. That's how you should practice too. Next time you speak and make a mistake, smile and say, that's okay, I'm learning. This one small sentence changes your mindset completely. Say it with me, that's okay, I'm learning. Good. Feel that calm confidence? That's what keeps you going. Now, let's train another skill. Paraphrasing for fluency. Paraphrasing means saying something in a different way. For example, if you want to say, I didn't like the movie, you could also say, the movie wasn't really my type, or I expected more from it. It's the same idea, just said differently. This helps you sound more natural and keeps your speech flexible. Because in real life, you don't always remember the perfect phrase, so you create one using what you already know. Let's practice together. I'll say something, and you'll try to rephrase it in your own words. I'm very hungry. You could say, I could eat a lot right now, it's raining a lot. You could say, it's pouring outside, I'm a little nervous. You could say, I feel a bit uneasy. Excellent. That's how you build flexibility and fluency together. Now let's focus on one more fluency superpower: listening actively. Fluency isn't just about speaking, it's about understanding others quickly and naturally. When you listen actively, you don't just hear the words. You follow the rhythm, the tone, and the emotion behind them. When someone speaks, nod, smile, and use short responses like, right, exactly, I see, or that's true. These small signals show that you're engaged and confident. Let's do a short example. Imagine your friend says, I really love cooking. You can reply with, really? What do you like to cook? Or, that's nice. I wish I could cook more often. These replies make conversations flow naturally without awkward pauses. Try saying them out loud. Really? What do you like to cook? That's nice. I wish I could cook more often. Perfect. Now, let's do a mini speaking challenge together. I'll ask you a few questions and you'll answer them out loud as if we're talking right now. What did you do last weekend? What kind of music do you like? When was the last time you laughed really hard? What's your favorite way to relax? You don't have to answer perfectly, just speak naturally, use simple words, and keep your voice calm and steady. That's how you build real conversational fluency. Now let's talk about intonation, which means the rise and fall of your voice when you speak. It's what gives English its melody and emotion. Without intonation, sentences sound flat. For example, say this in a monotone, I'm happy for you. It sounds lifeless. Now say it with emotion, I'm happy for you. See the difference? That rise in your voice gives it warmth and energy. Try a few more with me. That's amazing. Are you serious? Wow, really? Let's do it. Perfect. The emotion in your voice helps people connect with you instantly. Fluency is not only about words, it's about how you sound. The same sentence can feel totally different depending on your tone. Let's take another example. I didn't know that. Say it curious, I didn't know that. Now surprised, I didn't know that. Now disappointed, oh, I didn't know that. You see? Same sentence, different feelings. This is what fluent speakers do naturally. They play with tone and emotion. Now, one of the best ways to improve fluency is shadowing practice. That means listening to native speakers and repeating what they say immediately, matching their rhythm, tone, and pronunciation. You don't have to copy everything perfectly, but try to match the flow. For example, you can watch a short English video or listen to a podcast for just 1 minute, then pause and repeat exactly what you heard. That's shadowing, and it's one of the most powerful exercises for fluency. Let's do a mini shadowing practice right now. Repeat after me. Naturally, it takes time to speak English fluently. I just need to keep practicing. I'm getting better every day. I enjoy learning English. Good. You're not just saying words, you're building habits. Now, let's discuss something fun. How to tell small stories in English. Storytelling is one of the best ways to sound fluent because it forces you to use natural sentences and emotions. Here's a simple example. Last weekend, I went out with some friends. We tried a new restaurant downtown. The food was delicious, and we laughed a lot. I really needed that break. It's short, but it feels real, right? That's how fluent speakers talk. Not too long, not too perfect, just natural flow. Let's make one together. Think of a small story from your own life. Maybe about your last trip, a funny moment, or a new experience. Tell it out loud in English right now. Don't worry about mistakes, just tell it naturally. If you need a start, try this a few days ago, and let your story continue. Fluency is about being brave enough to speak, not waiting to be perfect first. And remember, perfection is not your goal. Connection is. Before we move forward, take a deep breath with me. Inhale, exhale, and remind yourself, I am improving my fluency every day. I can express myself clearly and naturally. I am proud of my progress. Yes, you are doing amazing. Step by step, your English is growing stronger and smoother. Every word you say today is shaping the fluent speaker you're becoming tomorrow. Keep your energy calm, keep your focus steady, and remember, this journey is yours, and you're doing it beautifully. You're doing such a great job staying focused and practicing along with me. I can feel that your confidence is slowly growing with each part of this masterclass, and that's exactly how fluency develops, through gentle, steady progress, not pressure or perfection. Now let's move into something really powerful, thinking in full ideas instead of words. Many learners try to remember single vocabulary words and then struggle to put them together in real time, but fluent speakers think in chunks, or groups of words that naturally go together. For example, instead of thinking, make a decision, you remember the phrase make a decision as one unit. Instead of thinking take a break, you remember take a break as one natural expression. That's how your brain speeds up and stops translating. Let's try this together. I'll say a few chunks, and you repeat them naturally, not word by word, but as one smooth sound. Take your time. Do me a favor. Give it a try. Keep in touch. Get some rest. Make yourself comfortable. Perfect. When you practice phrases like these, your mouth learns the natural rhythm of English. That's how you start to sound fluent, because you're speaking in patterns, not pieces. Now let's talk about conversation flow. Have you ever been in a conversation and suddenly felt stuck, like your brain just went blank? That happens to everyone, even fluent speakers. The trick is not to panic when that happens. Instead, You can use bridging sentences, small natural lines that help you continue speaking while you think. For example, you can say, "That's a good question," or "Let me see how to explain that," or, "Well, I guess what I mean is," these expressions give you time to think, and they make your English sound more natural too. Let's practice a few of them. Repeat after me. "That's a good question. Let me think for a second. I guess what I mean is," "Let's see. Actually, that reminds me of something." Perfect. These little phrases are your best friends during real conversations. They stop the awkward silence and help your brain stay relaxed. Now, let's work on extending your answers. When someone asks you a question, don't stop after one short sentence. Try to add a little more. For example, if someone says, "How was your weekend?" Don't just say, "It was good." You can add, "It was good. I went out with some friends and watched a movie." That one small addition makes you sound fluent and engaged. Let's do a few examples together. I'll ask a question and you'll answer with a longer, more natural reply. What do you usually do after work? You might say, "I usually relax and watch something on TV, but sometimes I meet friends for dinner. What kind of music do you like?" You could say, "I love pop music, especially songs with a good rhythm. It helps me stay positive." What's your favorite season? Try, "I really like spring because the weather is perfect. Not too hot, not too cold." Excellent. You're learning how to add detail naturally, which is one of the strongest signs of fluency. Now let's talk about intonation and emotion again, but this time let's focus on your energy. In English, your tone communicates so much more than the words themselves. If your tone is flat, people might think you're not interested, even if your words are polite. So keep your voice alive. Not loud, not dramatic, just expressive enough to show warmth and interest. Try this small exercise with me. Say the sentence, "It's nice to meet you," once in a flat tone and once with a friendly tone. Hear the difference? The friendly tone immediately feels warmer and more confident. Try another one, that's interesting. Say it once normally, and then say it again with real curiosity. That's interesting. Feel that? That's what makes your speech alive and engaging. Now let's move on to listening to yourself while you speak. Many learners forget this, but fluent speakers are constantly listening to their own words and adjusting naturally. That's why they sound smooth. They re-aware of their voice, pace, and emotion as they speak. So from now on, when you practice speaking, pay attention to how you sound. Are you rushing? Are you too quiet? Are you pausing too much? Don't judge yourself, just observe. Awareness is the first step to real improvement. Let's also talk about clarity. Some learners think they must sound exactly like native speakers to be fluent, but that's not true at all. Your accent is part of who you are, and it's beautiful. The goal isn't to erase it. The goal is to make your English clear and easy to understand. If you pronounce words slowly, clearly, and confidently, people will understand you easily, and that's what matters most. Here's a simple example. Say, "Can you help me?" Slowly and clearly. "Can you help me?" Now try saying it again, but naturally faster. "Can you help me?" Perfect. Clarity first, speed later. Now let's add a bit of humor, because laughter is one of the best tools for fluency. When you laugh, you relax, and when you're relaxed, your English flows naturally. Imagine you're telling a funny story in English. You might say, "You won't believe what happened yesterday. I spilled coffee all over my shirt right before my meeting." See? Even in simple words, the story feels alive. You can add small reactions like, "Can you imagine?" or "I was so embarrassed." These make your English sound emotional and human. Let's practice that together. Say, you won't believe what happened yesterday. I spilled coffee all over my shirt before my meeting. I was so embarrassed. Great job. That's how you bring life into your English. Now, here's a tip most people forget. Use your hands. Even though we don't have visuals in this lesson, I still want you to use your hands while you practice. When you gesture, your words flow better. Your body helps your brain express ideas faster. So when you practice speaking, move your hands, smile, and feel the rhythm of your speech. Let's do a short relaxation check together. Sit up straight, take a deep breath, and repeat softly after me. I am calm. I am confident. I enjoy speaking English. My thoughts flow easily. Perfect. That's your fluency mindset. Calm, focused, and positive. Let's finish this part with one more practical exercise. Describe your day in English, but try to connect each sentence with linking words. For example, I woke up late this morning, so I had to hurry to work. Then I stopped to buy coffee, but there was a long line. After that, I finally reached the office. You see how so then and after that make the story flow naturally? That's what fluent speech sounds like. Now it's your turn. Close your eyes and think about your morning, then describe it out loud using connecting words like and, but, then, and after that. Keep it simple and natural. You can start like this. I woke up around 7. I felt sleepy, but I had to get ready. Then I made some tea and checked my phone. That's it. You're not memorizing lines, you're creating English flow in real time. Every time you do this, your brain becomes faster, your words become smoother, and your confidence becomes stronger. You're doing amazing. I'm proud of you for staying here and practicing. This kind of consistent effort is what makes fluent speakers stand out from learners who give up too early. So before we move to the next part, take a moment to smile and say this with me. I am becoming more fluent with every sentence I speak. I can express myself easily in English. I'm proud of how far I've come. Beautiful. Take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and get ready for the next part of this journey. We're going even deeper into fluency techniques that will completely transform how you speak English in daily life. You're doing amazing so far. Really, I can already feel your fluency growing stronger with every line you repeat and every sentence you speak. That's the beauty of consistent practice. It doesn't feel like a big jump, but suddenly one day, you realize that English just flows out of you naturally. Now, in this part, we're going to focus on real world. Fluency. How to speak naturally in everyday conversations with different kinds of people. Because fluency isn't only about what you say, it's also about how you react, how you listen, and how you keep the conversation alive. Let's start with greetings. They seem simple, but they set the tone for any conversation. Instead of using the same hello, how are you? Every time, try to add variety and emotion. You can say, hey, how's everything going? Or good to see you again. Or how have you been lately? These sound warm, friendly, and confident. Try saying them after me. Hey, how's everything going? Good to see you again. How have you been lately? Great. Now, when someone asks you how you are, don't just answer with, I'm fine. That's too short and mechanical. Instead, add a little detail to make it sound more real. For example, I'm pretty good, just a bit tired today, or I'm doing great, thanks. It's been a busy week. These answers give your voice more personality and your English more fluency. Let's practice again. I'm pretty good, just a bit tired today. I'm doing great, thanks. It's been a busy week. Perfect. That's how native speakers keep conversations alive. They give more than one-word answers and they ask questions back. If someone says, "How was your weekend?" don't stop at good. You can say, "It was good. I went out with some friends and tried a new restaurant." Then ask, "How about you?" That's how you build connection, and connection is what real fluency is all about. Now, let's talk about conversation balance. Many learners worry too much about what to say, but a fluent conversation is like a dance. You speak, you listen, you respond naturally. Don't feel pressured to fill every silence. Sometimes, short pauses show that you're listening and thinking. Let's do a short guided conversation example together. Imagine I'm your friend and I ask, "What kind of movies do you like?" You might say, "I really like comedies because they make me laugh." "What about you?" Then I say, "I love thrillers." You can reply, "Oh, really? I find thrillers so exciting. Which one is your favorite?" See how natural that feels? It's like a friendly tennis match of ideas. That's fluency. Let's try another one. If someone says, "I'm learning guitar," you could say, "That's awesome. How long have you been playing?" Or "Nice. I've always wanted to learn an instrument." These little reactions make you sound interested and confident. Try saying them with me. "That's awesome. How long have you been playing?" "Nice. I've always wanted to learn an instrument." Good. Notice how your tone sounds friendly? That's the key. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being present in the conversation. Now, let's talk about storytelling again, but this time, let's make it practical. How to use stories to connect naturally with people. For example, if someone says, "I had such a busy day," you can respond, "I know the feeling. Yesterday I had so much work that I didn't even have time for lunch." See? You're not just agreeing, you're sharing your own story too. That's how fluent speakers keep conversations going, by connecting experiences. Try this one with me. "I know the feeling. Yesterday I had so much work that I didn't even have time for lunch." Perfect. That rhythm is natural, emotional, and engaging. Now let's move to another important skill, asking follow-up questions. This is what separates good speakers from great ones. For example, if someone says, "I'm studying marketing," don't stop there. You can say, "Oh, that's interesting. What part of marketing do you like the most?" Or, "That sounds cool. What made you choose marketing?" By asking questions like these, you show curiosity and confidence. Two things fluent speakers always have. Let's practice. "Oh, that's interesting. What part of marketing do you like the most?" "That sounds cool. What made you choose marketing?" Excellent. Every question you ask keeps the conversation alive and gives you more practice speaking naturally. Now, one thing many learners struggle with is finding the right words fast enough. That's why I always recommend using safe phrases, short, flexible expressions that you can use in almost any conversation. Here are a few examples. "That's a good point. I never thought about it that way. I totally agree with you. I see what you mean. That makes sense." Let's practice saying them with emotion. "That's a good point. I never thought about it that way. I totally agree with you. I see what you mean. That makes sense." These are golden because they work in every situation. Work meetings, casual talks, online classes, anywhere you speak English. Now, let's talk about confidence language. When you speak English, sometimes your voice becomes smaller because you're afraid of being wrong. But confidence comes from practice, not perfection. Try saying strong sentences like, "I believe that, in my opinion, from my experience, I think it depends on the situation." These sentences give your ideas structure and power. When you use them, you sound thoughtful and fluent. Even if your grammar isn't perfect, say them with me. I believe that, in my opinion, from my experience, I think it depends on the situation. Good. You're not just learning to speak English, you're learning to sound confident and clear. Let's do a mini exercise to combine everything. I'll ask a question and you'll answer naturally using one of the phrases we practiced. Question: do you think people should learn a second language? Your answer could be, I believe that learning a second language opens your mind. It helps you understand other cultures better. Perfect. That's how fluent answers sound. Clear, calm, and complete. Now let's talk about body and tone. Even though you can't see your body while practicing, your posture affects your speech. If you sit up straight and smile, your voice sounds brighter and more confident. So next time you speak English, lift your head, relax your shoulders, and let your voice flow naturally. Here's a great breathing exercise to keep your tone steady. Take a deep breath through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 2, then exhale slowly through your mouth for 5 seconds. This helps you control your breath while speaking and prevents you from rushing your words. Ready? Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, and exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Now, let's use that calm voice for a quick shadowing practice. Repeat slowly after me. My English is becoming more natural every day. I can speak clearly and confidently. I feel calm and relaxed when I speak English. I enjoy practicing and improving every day. Beautiful. You sound amazing. Before we move forward, I want to remind you, if you're enjoying this lesson, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel, Talk English Now. Your support really helps us keep making these free lessons for you every single day. Now, one final thing for this section. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own pace. Some people learn vocabulary faster, others pick up pronunciation easily, and that's okay. Fluency is not a competition. It's a journey, and you're walking it beautifully, one step at a time. Say this with me: I don't need to be perfect to speak well. I am growing at my own pace. Every word I speak brings me closer to fluency. Yes, that's the mindset of a true English speaker, calm, confident, and patient. All right, take a deep breath, smile, and get ready for the next part, where we'll explore how to speak with emotion, rhythm, and real-life expression, the kind of fluency that makes people want to listen to you. Welcome back, my friend. You've made it this far, and that already shows incredible dedication. You're not just learning English anymore. You're shaping the way you think, express, and connect with people in English. In this part, we'll focus on expressing emotions and rhythm, the part of fluency that makes you sound alive, real, and human, because when you speak with feeling, people listen. Let's start with emotion. Every language has emotion, but in English, emotions are often expressed through small changes in tone, speed, and word choice. For example, if you say, "I'm happy," in a flat tone, it sounds plain. But if you say, "I'm so happy," with a bit more energy and a smile in your voice, it feels genuine. Try saying it both ways now. First flat, "I'm happy," then again with energy, "I'm so happy." Did you hear the difference? That's the sound of connection. That's the sound of real communication. Now, let's try expressing different feelings with the same phrase. Say, "Oh really?" in different tones. Excited, "Oh really?" Curious, "Oh really?" Disappointed, "Oh really?" Surprised, "Oh really?" the same words but different meanings through rhythm and emotion. This is what makes your English come alive. Next, let's work on rhythm. English isn't spoken word by word. It flows in a natural beat like music. Some words are stressed, some are soft, and together they create a melody. For example, I'd love to go, but I can't. Listen to how love and can't stand out. That's rhythm. Let's do a few more together. I don't have time right now. Stress on don't and now. I really like your idea. Stress on really and idea. It's not a big deal. Stress on not and deal. Try saying these with me slowly, feeling the beat of the sentence. Good. Fluency isn't just in the brain, it's in the body, in your breathing, your tone, and your rhythm. Now, let's talk about emotion through storytelling. Every time you tell a story, you have a chance to show emotion through your words. Imagine you're telling a friend about something exciting that happened. You could say, "You won't believe what happened. I met my favorite singer at the mall," or "It was such a surprise. I didn't expect that at all." Your tone rises and falls with your excitement. Let's practice a few mini stories with emotion. Repeat after me. You won't believe what happened yesterday. I was walking home when suddenly it started raining so hard. I ran as fast as I could, but I still got completely wet. Can you feel the energy in your voice? That's how native speakers sound natural. They live the story as they tell it. Now let's switch to calm emotion, the kind you use when you're being thoughtful. Try this one with me. I really appreciate your help. That means a lot to me. I'm grateful for everything I've learned. See? Even soft emotion creates a deeper connection when you speak. Let's move on to intonation for questions. Many learners use the same tone for every question, but English questions have a musical rise or fall. For example, yes, no questions rise at the end. Do you like pizza? Voice goes up. What? Questions fall at the end? Where do you live? Voice goes down. Try both types with me. Do you like pizza? Rise. Where do you live? Fall. Perfect. That rise and fall makes your English sound smooth and real. Now, let's practice contrast in rhythm. English often uses contrast to highlight ideas. For example, I wanted to stay home, but I decided to go out. Notice how wanted and decided stand out. Say it again slowly. I wanted to stay home, but I decided to go out. Here's another one. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Stress on easy and worth. You can feel the emotion built into the sound. Now let's talk about pace. Sometimes when learners get nervous, they start speaking too quickly, but fluency isn't about speed, it's about control. Try slowing down just a little and you'll sound more confident. Let's try it now. Say this slowly. I can express myself clearly. I don't need to rush. Fluency means being calm and confident. Yes, exactly. When you slow down, your brain has time to think and your words come out naturally. Let's move into emotion through small talk. Even in casual conversations, emotion matters. For example, if someone says, "I got a new job," you could say, "That's fantastic, congratulations," with real excitement. If someone says, "I'm so tired," you can respond, "Oh no, that sounds tough. Did you sleep late?" These emotional touches make your English feel human and kind. Try these with me. That's fantastic. Congratulations. Oh no, that sounds tough. I hope you get some rest soon. Perfect. You're not just speaking English, you're connecting with people in English. Now let's talk about intonation for emphasis. When you want to highlight something, stress that word. For example, "I really love that movie," or "That's exactly what I was thinking." Try both now. I really love that movie. That's exactly what I was thinking. This kind of energy keeps your listener engaged. You can even use this in professional situations. I completely agree with your idea, or that's a great point. Fluency is built on expression, not just vocabulary. Now, let's combine everything into a short emotional story. Repeat after me slowly. Last Friday, I had the worst day ever. I woke up late, missed the bus, and spilled coffee on my shirt. But you know what? In the evening, my friends surprised me with dinner, and suddenly my whole day felt better. That's how you express emotion through rhythm, tone, and story. And here's a secret. When you speak with feeling, your mistakes become invisible. Because people care more about your emotion than your grammar. So don't hold back. Speak with life, with color, with rhythm. Now, before we wrap up this section, let's do one more short reflection exercise. Take a deep breath and repeat these affirmations. After me, my voice sounds confident and natural. I express emotions easily in English. I speak with rhythm and clarity. I connect with people through my words. Good. You've built not just language skills but emotional fluency, and that's what makes you unforgettable as a speaker. As we move into the final part, we'll bring all of these skills together: your flow, your rhythm, your confidence, and your emotion, and create a full fluency mindset that stays with you for life. You've made it, my friend. This is the final part of our Fluency Masterclass, and I want you to take a deep breath and really feel proud of yourself right now, because if you've followed along with every part, listening, repeating, and thinking in English, you've done something incredible. You've trained your brain to live in English, not just study it. Now, in this last part, we'll bring everything together: confidence, rhythm, emotion, and expression, so you can keep improving even after this lesson ends. Let's start with one simple truth. Fluency is not a destination. It's a lifestyle. It's the small choices you make every single day, choosing to listen in English, to think in English, to talk to yourself in English, even when no one is watching. That's how fluency grows quietly, naturally, like a seed turning into a tree. Every time you describe your morning, every time you reply to a comment in English, every time you listen to a podcast or shadow a short video, you're building something inside you. It's invisible at first, but one day you'll feel it. That effortless flow, that calm confidence when you speak, and that spark of joy when someone understands you perfectly. So let's talk about your daily fluency routine. It doesn't need to be long, just consistent. 10 minutes of listening, 10 minutes of speaking, 5 minutes of reflection. That's already powerful. In the morning, listen to something in English while you get ready, maybe a short podcast or one of our Talk English Now lessons. During the day, speak small sentences to yourself. I'm walking to the store, I'm cooking lunch, I'm finishing my work. At night, review what you learned. Say to yourself, today I practiced well, I'm getting better. Let's practice that reflection right now. Repeat after me. I am proud of how much I've learned. I can express myself clearly. I speak more fluently every day. I'm confident, calm, and improving. That's your fluency mantra, and repeating it daily will remind your brain that English is becoming a natural part of you. Now, let's work on something many learners ignore: listening deeply. You see, the better you listen, the better you speak, because your brain starts to recognize natural rhythm, stress, and phrasing automatically. So, when you listen to English, don't just focus on meaning, Listen to music of speech. Notice how speakers connect words. What are you doing becomes what you doing, or I don't know becomes I don't know. These little connections are the secret to sounding fluent, and you don't even have to memorize them. Your brain will absorb them naturally if you listen enough. Try saying them with me. What you doing? I don't know. Gonna go now. Wanna join? Good. That's real English. Not textbook English, but real-life conversation that people actually use. Now, let's talk about thinking speed. Fluency depends a lot on how fast your thoughts form in English. One simple exercise to train that is to describe everything you see for 1 minute without stopping. Don't worry about grammar, just keep talking. For example, I'm sitting at my desk right now, there's a cup of coffee beside me, the window is open, and I can hear the sound of cars outside. It doesn't have to be interesting, it just has to keep flowing. The goal is to train your brain to keep moving in English without freezing or translating. Let's try one together. I'll start the line, and you continue aloud after me. I'm looking around my room. I can see. Now add what you see. There's describe 1 or 2 more things. I feel. Say how you feel right now. Perfect. Even if you made small mistakes, that's okay. You're building the habit of fluency. Now, one final thing I want you to remember. Fluency is emotional. If you feel scared, shy, or unsure, your English will hide behind those feelings. But if you feel relaxed, confident, and curious, your English will shine. So focus on how you feel before you speak. Take a moment to smile before you start a sentence. It sounds simple, but smiling relaxes your muscles and makes your voice warmer and more natural. You can even hear a smile in someone's voice. Try it now. Say hello with a smile and then without one. You can feel the difference, right? Fluency is not just in the mouth, it's in the heart. Now, I want to give you a short visualization exercise to end this masterclass powerfully. Close your eyes if you can. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You're having a real conversation in English with someone new. You're calm, you're confident, your sentences come easily, you laugh, you connect. You don't think about grammar, you just express yourself freely. That's you. That's your future self. Now open your eyes, take a deep breath, and repeat after me. I am becoming a fluent English speaker. I enjoy speaking English. My confidence grows every time I practice. I am proud of how far I've come. Yes, that's it. You've done so well, and you've earned this moment of pride. Now, before we close, let me share one last secret. Fluency doesn't disappear when you stop studying. It stays with you as long as you keep using English in small ways every day. Talk to yourself. Think in English. Watch something in English. Write 1 sentence a day. That's how you keep it alive. And remember, it's not about being perfect. Even native speakers make small mistakes all the time. The difference is, they keep going. And now, so will you. So keep speaking. Keep learning. Keep smiling through the journey. I want to thank you truly for spending your time with me here today. I know learning a language takes courage, patience, and a lot of heart, and you have shown all 3. Before we finish, repeat these last affirmations with me. I am a confident English speaker. I am not afraid to make mistakes. I will keep practicing every day. My English is getting better and better. Beautiful. Thank you for joining me today in this B1 and B2 English Fluency Masterclass. I'm so proud of your progress, and I hope you feel proud too. Don't forget to keep practicing, keep repeating, and keep believing in yourself. Because your fluency journey doesn't end here. It continues every time you speak, listen, and think in English. Thank you so much for learning with me today.